Lame truth here. You know, maturing is realizing that when I came back in 2019 to oppose Modern Warfare 2019 and what it was doing, and then I opposed most of the Call of Duties after that, and then now we're here and everything is gone to shit. You see, maturing is realizing that I've been right the entire time. Why don't you guys go ahead and drop a like on this video if I have called it. If you've been watching for a bit and you realize that I've been incredibly consistent on calling all of this shit before it's happened, go ahead and drop a like. I'd appreciate it. Other people need to see what I have to say too, so, you know, spread the love. Regardless, though, I feel vindicated. I feel vindicated that it's finally happening, but at the same time, I'm actually shocked it's happening at this rate. I don't necessarily see a way they can recover from this. And this is across the board. Make no mistake, man. This is not people leaving Black Ops 6 and leaving Warzone and going and playing like an old Call of Duty or whatever. People are leaving the franchise entirely. This game is completely fucked, and it's represented in the numbers. I mean, I've been covering the numbers. The free fall this game is doing on Steam charts, we are down 4% more roughly since I covered it. What was it, 2-3 days ago? It's falling about 2% per day. Imagine that. It's losing 2% of the player base per day. Where is the fucking floor? Like, when is it gonna stop? And I want to cover in this video what, like, the newest thing that's making players leave, and it's actually against their will, and I'm not kidding. But before I get into that, what does Call of Duty have to say about all this? I mean, the stuff I'm going to cover today is so insane. They haven't addressed it. They haven't addressed skill-based damage either for the past 2 months, which means it's most likely true. Honestly, at this point, I'm just going to say it's true because they haven't fucking addressed it. They haven't addressed the AI art debacles. Again, it's definitely true, and we've proven that. So what do they have to say about losing nearly 40% of the player base in a month, in 30 days? In 30 days! At the rate they're going to lose about half of the player base by the end of December. What does Call of Duty have to say? I mean, you can probably guess, but they just dropped the biggest piece of D-word on us. Literally no one cares. No one cares about this stupid fucking ranked matchmaking data. They could have saved themselves the time and just said, hey, it's the same as public match, regular unranked pubs. Good day, fuck off, suck our balls. But let's get into what the video title is sort of suggesting here, okay? There's a hack. There's a cheat that will pretty much instantly shadow ban people. Let me just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get right on into the meat and potatoes. This guy says the cheaters now have a tool where they can send 100 reports with one button press. I've seen it all. Sorry to everyone who's shadow banned. The system is so bad. And it's referencing this tweet that says, we kill a cheater, and I'm the one shadow banned directly? Hello? This guy says, I don't know about all that. Where's the proof they can do that? And then the cheater literally responds and says, right here. And there it is, front and center. Yeah, you can just spam report with the cheat and get someone shadow banned. Guys, I don't know what to say anymore. The funny thing is about this shadow ban system too, is once you get shadow banned, the AI automation behind it, like, will shadow ban you again with less reports. I think after you get unbanned, I swear to God, it only takes like a couple of people reporting you, and then you're back to being shadow banned. Like, you're just stuck in this endless loop. It's gotten so bad that anyone pretty much in the top 10% of players, I'd say is at risk or has already been shadow banned or is currently shadow banned. It is that bad. And with this exploit, which, by the way, whatever Call of Duty says, do not fucking trust these assholes. They lie. They lie through their fucking teeth. They did it today. Like, literally today, as this was posted, okay? As this was posted, Call of Duty said this. As a reminder, spam reporting of any kind does not impact a player's in-game standing. Whether one player reports someone once or 1,000 times, our system only considers the first report and throttles repeated reports. Users that attempt to spam report will have their account actioned on in accordance with the security and enforcement policy. We have recently banned over 8,000 accounts for malicious reporting. And yet this cheater that has a tool that can spam report 100 times is still up and running. I mean, Elvis says, why not just deny the ability to report a second time and give a notification like you have already reported this user and give a refresh cooldown or something? That's a good point. Why not do that? Reapers responds to this and says, I find this hard to believe. You have streamers, myself included, who get put into a limited matchmaking bracket time and time again. Your limited matchmaking system needs to be scrapped. It's been falsely suspending players for 7 days for 5 years now. And yeah, it's at an all-time high for just basically false imprisonment. It gets worse, though. I haven't really reported on this, but this is something that's so fucking insane to me. How has this trillion-dollar company not thought of this? I'm honestly in awe. I'm in shock at how incompetent they actually are. Like, they're worth trillions of dollars, but they're fucking morons. Straight up. I'm just gonna play this clip from Tactical Brit, and you can just listen in all of its glory.
And the worst of all of it is that we haven't even heard of one of the most malicious actors from Team Ricochet so far, and that is the ability for players to just straight up knock servers offline. If you haven't been playing ranked play, servers have been going down, and they've been going down seemingly at the whim of cheaters who are able to take them down as soon as they end up losing in a game, because if they crash the server, they don't lose skill rating. And you would think basic DDoS protection would be something involved in Ricochet, you would think it would be part of the server infrastructure, but it isn't. And this morning, I streamed for 6 hours, and in the first hour and a half, we played 4 matches where the first 3 of them were all DDoSed and stopped from finishing.
All I can say to this is, what's left of this player base is getting, just toyed with by cheaters. And I get that cheating is one of those topics that just rubs people the wrong way. You know, I'm not promoting it whatsoever, but I will say this. If you're already doing it, then keep fucking doing it. And that's going to be controversial, but I say keep fucking doing it because it is not your job to just be morally upstanding as a player. If there's a way to exploit something, if there's a path of least resistance, and if this billion-dollar company doesn't do anything to stop you, go ahead, honestly, because it hurts their bottom line. And that's something that I think really needs to happen to get them to shape up. But the thing I am most worried about here is that I don't think they ever recover from this. The only thing they've really said is that within the next, like, 2 seasons, they're going to be trying to do more to combat cheaters and stuff, but they've been saying this shit for the past, like, 4 or 5 years. It's just hot air at this point, man. Actions speak louder than words. Less talking about what you're going to do and more doing it. I can talk about how I'm going to go to the gym and become Hulk Hogan minus the male pattern baldness, but until I actually do it and get those results, it's all words. It doesn't matter, you know? I mean, just look at this hot air they're spewing out. Several additional detections have been deployed over the last week. Over 20,000 accounts have been banned for engaging in boosting and cheating behavior, targeting ranked play in Warzone and Black Ops 6, enhanced data center safeguards to ensure a more secure experience for Black Ops 6 ranked play. So they're claiming the stuff I just showed you is actively being targeted here. Like, it's actively being worked on, or it's impossible to do, or if you do it, you get banned or whatever. But it's just not true. Like, this is all just fucking words. There's no proof this stuff's even happening. They could just type out whatever. Like, seriously. And we know they lie. We've caught them in so many lies, or at least not telling the truth. Like, they can't even be honest when they fuck up the festival funsy fuckery Archie event or whatever it's called. They can't even be honest and say, hey, we fucked up. We're gonna fix it. No, they have to still delay it and like delay gratification for some people in the hopes that you'll buy the bundle in the store to get the Barrett 50 cal. It's done. It's just done. I mean, looking to 2025, we're prioritizing adding an additional layer of server infrastructure to mitigate stability issues that occur at the server level. So no more packet burst? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Additional upgrades to existing kernel driver and server systems, brand new server-side detection mechanisms. It's all fucking hot air! Like, they've been saying something like this for the past several years, and it's only gotten worse! I don't know what else to say other than don't trust anything they say. So the last thing I want to cover here is with all of these people dropping out, with this failed anti-cheat system, with all of this stuff happening, where do we go from here? What's going to happen from here? Just recently, we saw the internal dev playlist leak, and there was a very, very interesting playlist involving bots. Now, there was a rumor in MW3 they were testing out bots in multiplayer, AI bots in multiplayer, and passing them off as real players. So just recently, when that playlist went live, a lot of people just said, like, it means nothing. Who knows what it means? They might just be testing, like, the infected bots or something like that with playlists. It doesn't mean anything. However, after that went live, something very, very strange happened. The bots for private matches got bugged, which means they were messing with them in some capacity. I mean, I get that this game's all spaghetti code, but like bots will not load into private matches anymore. Why? Is that a bug or are they planning something? I don't know. I mean, I speculated that they were going to add some sort of quit penalty. Like, there's so many people quitting out of matches, like just in regular pub matches. So many people quit out because they know that EOMM is there and they know that SBMM is there. They're going to quit out if things don't feel right because there's no fucking penalty and the game is serving them up like a guaranteed loss or a bad experience or whatever. So they'll quit playing and search for a new match. And tons of people have been doing that. I have never seen so many people quitting. So I predicted they would do some sort of quit penalty. I don't think they can actually do that now. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, I think they're going to do something underhanded, and I think, honest to God, they are going to start putting actual AI bots into multiplayer matches and not tell us. And if you think that's crazy, before I made this video and before that playlist went live, this guy said something really, really bizarre. This dude says, I'm pretty sure they use your profile as bots when you're not online. I got home yesterday and hit search for a game of Warzone just for it to go to a load screen almost immediately, which is weird. And I load into a game downed in the water. I looked around a few times and my screen went black and a message popped up saying kicked for inactivity. What in the fuck? This guy says the game takes real players' names, loadouts, skins, and playing style and loads it into a bot in the lobby. It's not all these sweats playing COD. You know, honestly, it sounds like a conspiracy theory. But would you honestly put it past them? Would you put it past these guys to do this and not tell us? Guys, here's the thing. I want you to be on the lookout. I get that it's going to be a bit of a confirmation bias thing, but I want you to be on the lookout for any sort of strange behavior if you do still play this game. If you do still play this game, by the way, and you find yourself running into cheaters or you feel like the lobbies are just bullshit and you have to back out and you're on PC, consider getting SBMM off VPN. That's still working. It will not protect you from shadow bans, sadly, but it will protect you from cheaters. It'll geofence, so it won't put you into like a laggy lobby. It will basically turn off the skill-based matchmaking and give you a random lobby. Use my link in the pinned comments or the video description for $4 off. If you're still going to play this game, protect yourself, because as the player base dwindles, it's only going to get worse for the people still playing. And that's not a sales pitch or anything like that. I'm telling you right now, like, get a VPN. Thank me later. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me, but this game is just something else. Keep your eyes peeled for any sort of weird behavior from people in your matches, as far as like bots and stuff goes. Like, I seriously think they're gonna do that. It's not a coincidence that this bot playlist would get leaked out and then suddenly bots in private matches don't work. I mean, what are the odds? I just, what are the fucking odds, you know? It goes back to that whole thing. Is it maliciousness or is it incompetence? It's so hard to tell anymore. But be on the lookout for bots in your multiplayer matches. If, I don't know, people stop leaving lobbies or they get replaced by people that will just start beaming you, there's a good chance it's probably a bot, because they got to do something to curb this quitting problem. And I don't mean quitting the franchise entirely. I mean people quitting out of matches and looking for a new one, because it's the worst I've ever seen it. I don't think they can afford to enforce some sort of quit penalty. I just don't think they can. I mean, they're losing too many players already. That's just going to make people not want to play the game, I think, at this point. Like, I said that before they started losing players at such a rapid pace. They outpaced Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. It's terrible. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you on the next one. Rate, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Peace out.